Hello everybody, this is Dallas Milligan here with Kevin Gray. We are here in the beautiful Piper High School in this great auditorium here in Kansas City, Kansas, where we're going to see Piper Pirates take on Basehor Linwood in a rivalry matchup. Nick, Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. Both teams have a chance to take the lead in the conference tonight. For Basehor Linwood, they're a team of on and off shooting. They can go on stretches where they don't make a shot for a long time, but they can also go on a really hot streak and make 5, 6, 7, 10 shots in a row.
Yes, I totally agree. They definitely have that advantage on that, and they have that hot streak. But the thing is, for Basehor Linwood, they have scrappy play. They're not that tall of a team, but the coach's main goal, Jason Tackenhorst, his main goal is to be more physical throughout this game, and that's how he beats his opponents. They win the 50-50 balls. That is his biggest contribution to this game in order for them to win today and get the W. They also have offensive rebound drills all the time in the practice, and they have box drills all the time in practice just to reiterate this constantly. So I think this is going to be a great asset.
And then on the Piper side, they really just play through their best player, Ryan Cobbinch. This girl is very. Wait. Timeout. Griff, Okay. So Basehor Linwood has been on and off with their shooting all season long. They can go through stretches where they don't make a shot for 5 minutes at a time, but then they can get super hot when one shot goes in and all of a sudden they make 10 shots in a row, and that's going to be key for them to continue to make shots.
And so then also for Piper, the run and gun offense is really what is doing great for them. They have fast pace, they take lots of shots, and this really shows they outscore their opponents in these previous matchups by over 30 points.
Griffin, what are we?
Yeah, Griffin we played
what
the
are we
VO real late.
So we're gonna send it over to Nick Cousin. He is live, or he's live on the sideline. What do you have for us tonight, Nick?
Ready for the start of this game here. For Basehor, the X factor tonight, the player to watch is Katie Yankovic. 9 points per game for her. She's the offensive playmaker, really makes the offense go. Great on defense as well. She got to get this team going offensively. We talked about streaky shooting. She's got to get this team going to be able to shoot better tonight. And on the Piper side, they're coming off their first loss this past weekend, undefeated until this point in the season, and they outscored their opponents by 30+ points per game before that loss. So but there's a little bit added motivation for them as well because it's homecoming week here at Piper. So added motivation, and with the conference bragging rights on the line, there should be a lot to play here. Back to you guys.
All right, well, Basehor Linwood High School is 5-6 overall on the year, but they are undefeated in conference play, while Piper Pirates, the Lady Pirates, are 12-1 on the year, also undefeated in conference play. So that's what you guys were mentioning, how this is going to be such a rivalry matchup today, because this is going to take the lead in the top of the conference tonight.
Yeah, and what's really intriguing about this matchup, each of the last 4 years, these two teams have met 3 times each season. That's twice in the regular season during conference play, and then one additional time in sub-state, with the winner going on to the state tournament. And this year, it's going to be even more intriguing because they're going to do all 3 of those potential matchups in the last month of the season. The season is waning on. It's almost February now. And all 3 of these matches have yet to been played.
And we can easily see that happening coming into the later days of February. Easily see that 3rd matchup because they have such talent. But what I'm looking at for talent on both ends of the ball, like Nick said, Yankovic for Basehor Linwood, leading scorer on the team with over 9 points a game. But really on Pirates side of the ball, Ryan Cobbins, 5'11" sophomore. What do you think about her going into tonight's game?
She is really good. She was All-State as a freshman. We're going to hear and see a lot more from her coming up on High School Showcase. You're watching us live. I'm Kevin Gray. This is Dallas Milligan. We'll be right back with High School Showcase.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to Kansas City, Kansas. We are watching the Piper High School matchup against Basehor Linwood, the girls and boys tonight. We had a chance to talk to the Piper girls basketball head coach, Shane Stout, and here's what he had to say about tonight's matchup.
Yeah, Basehor and us kind of been a nice little rivalry the last few years. Matter of fact, I think in the past 5 years, not only do we play them twice in conference, but we've ended up playing them in the playoffs several times, 4 or 5 times. We beat them on their home floor a couple years ago in order to clinch a berth to the state tournament in a real exciting game. And so Coach Tackenhorst does a great job, and his girls always play hard. That's the thing. We know that they're going to show up and give their best effort.
So you're just
Senior Miss Maya Morrow. For the Bobcats, number 13, 5'9" junior Katie Yankovic. And for your Pirates, dressed out at number 22, she's a 6-foot sophomore, Miss Lakaya Leslie. For the Bobcats, number 21, a 5'6" junior, Libby Stahlbaumer. And for your Pirates, wearing number 23, she's a 5'11" sophomore, Miss Ryan Cobbins. For Basehor Linwood, number 25, a 5'7" senior, Zaylee DeLeon. And for your Pirates, wearing number 25, she's a 5'10" freshman, Miss Allie Vigil. Head coach for Basehor Linwood is Jason Tackenhorst. Head coach for the Pirates is Shane Stout. Enjoy the game, everybody.
All right, so we are here live after just seeing the starting lineups go for the Piper girls, Lady Pirates, and Basehor Linwood Bobcats, coached by Jason Tackenhorst, who also has 2 twin boys on the varsity basketball team for Basehor Linwood.
Yeah, they do. This Basehor team is a really interesting team because they are really good shooters if they're on shooting. They can go long stretches without scoring a basket though. Look at Zaylee DeLeon. She's a really good player. She and Katie Yankovic are really the leaders of this team. We talked a little bit about Yankovic earlier, but Zaylee DeLeon is the secondary leader for this team.
And so what Basehor Linwood really has to do in order to excel in this game, they really can't let Ryan Cobbins out of Piper's girls really get this advantage. They've really had struggled facing individual talent. We're here on the tip-off, and Piper gets it to start here in Piper, Kansas. Have the ball to the sophomore. It goes over to Maya Ford. And there's the star, Cobbins. And what does Cobbins need to do in order to win this game?
Cobbins just needs to keep doing what she's doing. Last year, she was All-State as a freshman. This girl is really good. She's leading the team in scoring and a bunch of offensive categories. She needs to just keep doing what she does.
Kick ball called by number 25, Allie Vigil. And it's going to go Basehor Linwood's way as number 3, Carly Gore, took it in at point. And we have struggled to pass it in, but we get it there by Katie Yankovic, the leading scorer for Basehor Linwood.
And again, keep your eyes on Katie Yankovic. She is the leading scorer on this team, but it is a much more balanced attack for Basehor Linwood than for Piper.
No good for that first basket, and a turnover by Ryan Cobbins as she tries to bring it into the paint. There we go, another turnover. Cobbins gets the 2-point basket for the first 2 points of the night. Score is 2-0, home team Piper.
When we were at practice, she was the best player at finishing those high percentage shots, and you just saw that there. She was really able to finish when she got the rebound.
They have that struggle getting inside the paint tonight as they've already had 2 turnovers in there. All right, all night. Yankovic has the ball.
Is this the right one?
She's guarded by the captain for Piper Pirates, Maya Morrow. Shot taken, no good. It goes to the offensive board. Take it back out.
That's exactly what Basehor Linwood's going to need to do. They're, like we said earlier, they need to win the 50-50 balls. They need to get offensive rebounds. They need to take their coach's words to heart. Jason Tackenhorst for this girls team really emphasizes boxing out.
Tries to get in the paint there, and that is good for number 21, Lily Stahlbaumer. That's 2-2 tie game here with 6:10 left on the clock in the first. Goes over to the sophomore, Leslie. Leslie takes it in, she drives, and that is no good as it goes in and out, but she gets her own rebound. Started by 4 Lady Bobcats, but she still gets the travel called, so now it's going to go Green's way.
Yeah, that's really good defense by Basehor-Linwood. They collapsed in the paint, forcing the Pipers' whole offense to react too quickly, and that's why she turned the ball over.
And in the last 5 years, the track record for Basehor-Linwood against Piper has not been too well. The last time they won was in 2011.
Yeah, but there have been a lot of close games between these two teams. This is Piper's first year as a head coach for Shane Stout, which is really interesting because they have been dominating the league. But a lot of the games, even though Basehor-Linwood hasn't been able to pull out a win, they have been
Maya
close
Ford with the block.
every year since 2011.
Maya Ford with the block right there. And it goes, and it is almost out of bounds, and it is going to go White's way, so Piper's going to have the ball. 5:15 left on the clock in the first quarter, and now number 25, Vigil, is going to take it in, and she is a freshman in the starting lineup for Piper.
Yeah, they are no stranger to young talent. We've talked a lot about Katie Yankovic, but you're right. They have 2 freshmen on this roster, and they both get a lot of playing time.
And Maya Ford just went in and tried to get those 2 easy buckets, but no good. And now Basehor-Linwood has the ball, and they're taking it out with the perimeter, trying to find something inside.
Piper's playing a man defense, trying to get their length advantage to get in the heads, and that's why they've just forced that turnover. Couldn't see over the long arms of the Piper defense.
Maya Ford makes her first 2 points of the night to make the score 4-2, as she'd had that fast break layup right there. So now number 3, Carly Gore, is going to take it up for Basehor-Linwood. And Ryan Cobbins, we have not seen much from her yet, as she has only gotten 2 points and has barely seen any action with shooting tonight, as she is their leading scorer for Piper. But now Basehor-Linwood tries to find something, and number 3, Maya Ford, is going to go down. She's going to drive. Good move, and she gets 2, and that is and 1. 6-2, it's going to be her score. 13 left on the clock, as now Maya Ford, the senior, is going to go up for and 1.
Yeah, what really stuck out to me on that play was the defense of Piper. Again, it's their quick hands that's really disrupting the rhythm of the ball carriers, all 5 ball carriers on this Basehor-Linwood team.
And the first one is no good, so now it is going to go Basehor-Linwood's way. And number 13, Yankovic, got the board.
It's really important for Basehor-Linwood to not get blown out early. We talked a lot about how Piper has been winning games by 30 or more every time they win. So for a severely undersized team like the Lady Bobcats, who do have a lot fewer wins on the season, they need to stay in the game for a long time to boost their confidence. They can't afford to get down early and play catch-up.
And Mackenzie Jones just checked in for Carly Gore, the point guard here for Basehor-Linwood. And now Mackenzie Jones, a sophomore, is going to come in. And now Yankovic has the ball at point. She's going to take it. Guard by a freshman, number 25, but she goes out, brings it out to Yankovic. Right, open shot, and no good. And board by the offense by number 25, Zaylee DeLeon, and she goes in there for her first 2 baskets on the night. 6-4 is your score. 3:30 left on the clock.
And there's your scrappy play from Basehor-Linwood.
Good move right there by Cobbins, no good. And it goes up, back up to Morrow, but no good either. Still offensive boards by Morrow. She got her own again. And now score is 6-4, 3:17 left on the clock.
Basehor-Linwood has been doing a really good job of getting in the head of Cobbins. She is much more athletic than really anybody else on the court, and you can tell how good she is, but this defense has really done a good job of messing up her rhythm so she can't make shots.
And there is a travel call, nope. And it is going to stay on the Lady Bobcats' way, and there was a foul called. Number 23, Ryan Cobbins, is the one with the foul on the play, and so now the Basehor-Linwood Bobcats are going to check the ball in, and that is going to be Mackenzie Jones bringing it in. And now number 32, Okoye came in for the one Leslie, and she seems like she's had a hurt wrist. We saw that in practice as well.
If I were Basehor Linwood right now, I would try to get the ball into Libby Stahlbaumer. She is the only position on the floor who has a height advantage for Basehor Linwood.
Ryan Cobbins tries to make something out of nothing. She dishes it out to the corner to number 32, Patricia Thomas, and that goes in for 2 points to make the score 8-6. Just under 3 minutes left to play.
That's exactly how Piper wants to play. They want to run down the court, take shots early in the would-be shot clock. High school doesn't have a shot clock, but early in the possession and force the defense to collapse.
Good fast-paced move by Mackenzie Jones, but she couldn't come up with the 2 points. Freshman goes in, gets the layup, and that is 2 points by number 25, Allie Vigil. And those were her first 2 points of the night. She also has 1 board on that as well. So now score is 10-6, 2:14 left on the clock. Number 22, Sammy Lee has the ball out on the wing. Good job driving, but no good. She brings out to the perimeter, shoots the long 3, and that is no good. Good board on the defense by number 13, Maya Morrow.
Even
2
though
minutes left to play.
Even though they didn't get the shot, there was a lot of good perimeter passing, isolating a shooter on the elbow of the court.
Freshman shoots the 3, number 25, Allie Vigil again, no good, but rebound by Rachel Hiss, a senior, number 5'5". She got her first 2 points of the night earlier. Good point inside the paint, and they bring it out though as number 3, Maya Ford came in. 3, and that is airballed and by number 1, Rachel Hiss, and now it is going to go Piper's way. And now number 15 for the Pirates comes in, Grace Baines, along with Katie Yankovic for Basehor Linwood. She's going to get her minutes in as well. 10-6 is your score. 1:35 left to play on the clock here in the first quarter in Kansas City, Kansas at Piper High School. Cobbins is going to take the ball up at point.
Cobbins can really play 1 through 5. She's very tall, one of the tallest players on the court. She's 5'11", so she can body up in the post, but she can also run the point and do everything in between.
And that was Cobbins' 4th point of the night to make it 12-6 with 1:15 left to play. She also has 1 assist and 1 rebound on the night. There's a foul called, so now number 1, Rachel Hiss, is going to go up for the shooting foul with 2 shots here. 12-6 is your score, 1:15 left on the clock. And Rachel Hiss has 2 points on the night with 1 rebound overall. And then what I really like to see is Yankovic has made her point 2 on the rebound side of the ball. She already has 2 rebounds. But Maya Morrow has really stepped up on Piper's side. First basket was made to make it 12-7.
She really has, and she, if you are going to game plan against somebody, obviously you're going to game plan against Ryan Cobbins, but you can't forget about Maya Morrow. She's a really great shooter. She's also really athletic.
And so now the score is 12-8 after Rachel Hiss made her second free throw there on the night. A minute 15 left on the clock, and there's a timeout called. And now it's going to go Piper's way down to hopefully make this lead wider. It seems very one-sided to me, but they have been scrappy basketball. That is what they said they were going to do on Basehor Linwood's side of the girls' ball, and they've done really well doing that. But I think Piper has done a great job with their height advantage, being able to get into the paint and make those good in the paint moves to get these points inside the basket.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It feels a lot less close right now than the score indicates, because Piper seems to be dominating, but that scrappy play by Basehor Linwood is really keeping them in this game, especially defensively. For them to keep Piper to only 12 points in the first quarter, that's going to be huge.
And now Grace Baines is also in, but they go to the freshman Vigil. That goes in for 2 points by Vigil. She is on fire right now with her 6th point. And so now fourth point, Maya Morrow. And we're going to go, Carly Gore is out there, but they're going to go over to number 22, Sammy Lee. Tries to take the shot, no good, as Vigil almost gets the board, and it's going to stay Green's way for Basehor Linwood. 42 seconds left on the clock.
That was a really rushed shot for Sammy Lee. She was defended very well by Ryan Cobbins. There was no need to jack up a shot.
Violation called, so now it's going to go Piper's way. And number 13, the captain, Maya Morrow, is going to check it into Ryan Cobbins. 14-8 is your score. 42 seconds flat on the clock as time is now winding in this first period. Cobbins looks like she has that ball movement with ease. Brings it over to Vigil. and goes over. Great pass to Morrow, and that is good for 2 more points to make the score 16-8 as time is now just over 20 seconds.
Great court vision from all 5 of the positions on Piper. They really know where each of their teammates is at all times, and they can see the passing lanes through the defense.
And Rachel Hiss trying to find something, almost travel call, but we're going to go to number 22, Sammy Lee. Passes it out, and that is no good as it airs ball. Cobbins keeps it in, and it's going to go on the fast break here by 15, Grace Baines, as time winds down. 16-8 is your score here in the first quarter as Piper girls Pirates are up by 8. And we are going to throw it here to Fulton in the student section, and he's watching the Piper student section go crazy.
All right, I am here with the Piper student section. Excited to do something, one of the more creative things I've ever seen from a student section. Basically, college game day. I'm talking with Emmett and Mike here. Guys, what made you decide to kind of think of this whole weird idea, this over-the-top idea for a student section for this basketball game?
You know, sometimes we just have so many themes that are overdone, so we just decided to get creative and take something from the pros and bring it down to the high school level.
All right. Now, when it comes to this whole idea of college game day, you really got into it with the jerseys. They're everywhere. We got Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk, USA Basketball, got our own Pirates. It's crazy. So when it came to this idea with the jerseys, what really inspired you to take this just from a very basic idea to just a full-on, full-blown, near-full production?
Just watching college basketball every weekend, watching KU, beat Kentucky. It really just, we come together as a group of seniors in a class, and we just decided we want to replicate what they do on the big screen. So,
man, guys, I love to see it. I love the enthusiasm. I love the creativity. This is great. Hope you all enjoy this game. Hopefully you guys can hopefully celebrate a win for your school today. This has been great. We'll send it back to the guys who are there with Kevin and Dallas.
All right, so we are back. Thank you very much, Fulton, for that great insight. So we are starting the second quarter now, 7:45 left to play, and Piper girls basketball is up by 8 points, but now make that 6 as a great in the paint move to make the score 16-10.
Basehor Linwood ended the first quarter on one of those droughts we had been talking about, but finally they found a way to put the ball in the hoop, and now maybe that's going to start a scoring run that we also talked about. So let's see if they can put together 4 or 5 shots in a row.
Thomas right there just tried to get that fast break in the paint, but a travel was called. So now it's going to go back Basehor Linwood's way as they started the game already with 2 points to start this second quarter. So now number 3, Carly Gore, has the ball, and she is back in. She's one of the starters tonight. And 5'5" junior she's playing. They're going in, try to really find that lane by Yankovic, but there's going to be a foul called by Lakaya Leslie, the 6-foot sophomore for Piper, and now it's going to go Basehor Linwood's way again.
Basehor Linwood is getting a lot of good breaks right now. That first shot to start the quarter, that was a good momentum boost, and then to force a turnover and now to get a foul, it's pivotal for a team as undersized as Basehor to get those breaks, but now they can't allow themselves to make mistakes like a moving screen.
And that's what they just did right there, as now Piper is going to have the ball. And 25 for Basehor Linwood. Zaylee De Leon, one of the starters, is now going to come in as well, and Yankovic is out. And so now Cobbins is going to bring the ball in. And score is 16-10 with just over 7 minutes left to play in the half. Maya Ford has the ball, takes it down, drives, good pass. And now crazy over there as 3 Basehor Linwood players come up with the ball, and now Carly Gore is going to try to make this fast break with this scrappy play like we talked about. Rachel Hiss goes, and she gives it to Morrow. Cobbins has the ball, trying to settle things up. 6:44 left on the clock in the half.
In that situation, you have to calm down, get the reset, get the ball in your point guard's hands.
And yes, you do, which they did, and now she's really setting things up with 6:30 left to play. She's really trying to bring this down and try to find something in this lane. Keep her composure, which is something Cosman has been doing great doing. But there's turnover again, and it's going to go Basehor Linwood's way.
Well, there's that scrappy play you've been talking about. Both teams are playing a straight man-to-man, and they really are trying to get in the paint, but that defense is really causing problems for both teams.
Lily Stahlbaumer right there with that quick break, and she got 2 points. Now it's going to go in deep again, no good. Could she get her own board? No good, but it is going to stay Piper's way.
Even when they have an open shot, they're anticipating contact, not necessarily illegal contact, but definitely post-contact, so that affects their shot, and it gets in their head to make them miss more often.
So Ryan Cobbins is going to check it in here for Piper, and it's going to go out to number 15, Grace Baines. She's going to bring it out. There we go again with Maya Ford. Tries to bring that, but no good. Oh, good defense by Ford as well, and it's going to go Basehor Linwood's way. 5:50 left on the clock. 16-12 is your score.
We'll talk about good defense. Basehor Linwood really did a good job of switching to the ball handler. Sometimes there's a mismatch that the offense wants, so the defense has to be able to recognize that and switch to the appropriate defender, and they did a good job on that possession.
Great defense, but over the back was called on Maya Morrow, so it's going to stay Basehor Linwood's way. But we have the freshman Allie Vigil coming in again for Piper, and she has 4 points on the night with 1 assist and 1 rebound, and she has done very well adjusting to this fast break offense that Basehor Linwood has done. And so we have number 2, Mackenzie Jones, in trying to get the inbound, and it goes out of bounds by number 15 with the tip, and that is Grace Baines.
More quick hands from the Piper defense.
And, you know, you thought that Basehor Linwood was going to be the one with the scrappy offense and defense, but Piper's really answered. That board was no good, but offensive rebound by Mackenzie Jones. She's getting double teamed.
Both of these offenses really need to calm down, take a deep breath, because they're really rushing their plays. Piper probably expected to come out and dominate because that's what they've been doing all season long, but this defense is rushing them mentally, and for Basehor Linwood, the length is really getting to them mentally, so they both need to take a breath and reset, play some offense.
Alyssa Schoenfeller is in, and they go to Yankovic, shoots the 3, and that is no good, and Cobbins gets the rebound. Tries to take it down the court with this fast break. You can see she settles it up, though. Sees if she can find the shot, brings it into Morrow inside. Good move, good spin, no good, as it's going to go back the other way as Yankovic gets the rebound. She's trying to get the fast break, but holds up, and it goes over to Jones.
Yankovic has really been struggling today. The rest of her teammates have kind of picked up the slack, but Yankovic needs to get going for them to stay in this game. It's only a 4-point game, and she only has 2 points. But if they want to go on to win this game, she needs to get going.
But Yankovic does have 4 rebounds, which is what I really like to see, and she also has an assist as well. Tries to go up there by number 21, Lily Stahlbaumer, but no good. But there's a foul called. 4:34 left on the clock. 16-12 is your score, and Piper has yet to get any points on the board.
And this is another area that Basehor Linwood needs to take advantage. On the free throw line, clock's not going. They're almost free points. You talk a lot about it for basketball teams, but really Basehor Linwood emphasizes the free throws. Every day after practice, each player has to take 5 free throws from each of their 8 baskets in the gym after practice.
And Lily Stahlbaumer made one of them, and it tries for the fast break, but number 13, Yankovic, gets the board. It's still going to go Basehor Linwood's way. 16-13 is your score with 4:20 on the clock in this first half. Saley De Leon brings it over to Jones. Really having trouble getting inside the paint here as they keep it out, and they're going to keep it with Alyssa Schoenfelder. Good defense by Maya Ford. And it's going to go over to the freshman, Allie Vigil, who gets the steal. Fast break. Number 32, Patricia Thomas, tries to shoot the basket. No good. And now we got Mackenzie Jones with the rebound. Yankovic gets the pass, tries to find something, can't do it. And here we are again we have Basehor Linwood with the ball, really taking advantage of these opportunities.
Piper's coach, Shane Stout, noticed the mismatch down low defensively for his team. He was outsized with in the post for Libby Stahlbaumer. She was the only height advantage, but now he's put Ryan Cobbins, who's taller than she is, so now it's a physical battle down low.
Stahlbaumer just made her second basket right there to make the score 16-15. And now that was number 32, Patricia Thomas, to get to 2 points. But they are on a 7-2 run, Basehor Linwood is.
Yeah, this is really their hot streak. They get a friendly roll there. They finally saw the ball go into the hoop, and now that's really, they're taking advantage and making a bunch of shots in a row.
And there, right there was Maya Ford with the fast break spin move inside the paint, and she was able to do that 9-4 run still here. Good block over there by Cobbins. Now it's going to go to Vigil. Oh, and there's out of bounds. Number 5, Alyssa Schoenfelder almost had it. She really read that well, and now it's still going to go Piper's way. 20-17 is your score, 2:37 left on the clock.
Yeah, that looked a lot like a cornerback reacting to a throw in the flat of a football game. She really drove on her back leg and extended her body to reach the ball at the apex of the throw.
And so we are here, 2:37 left in this half. 20-17 is your score, and Basehor Linwood has gotten 9 points in this second quarter, while we have Piper, who has only had 4 points in this second quarter. So, Nick, what do you think about this low scoring on Piper's end right here in the second quarter?
Well, I've just been really impressed with the defensive play in this game. We talked about scrappy plays with Basehor and how they practice those box-out drills. It really worked well for them. And they're shooting very well, too. We saw in practice yesterday that they take 150 shots. They try to take that in 5 minutes, and it's really worked for them in this game. When their hottest shooters are going cold, the rest of the team picks up. I like the team play. It's a great balance of scoring, and they're playing well defensively. And we see the big mismatch down low that Basehor has, and the Piper has the advantage. And we just see how well they're playing as a team. I really think that's helping them keep this lead close.
Well, Nick, you mentioned it. They play team basketball. Yes, Katie Yankovic is their leading scorer with 9 points, but it's a pretty balanced attack. Her other teammates are averaging 6 or 7 points, so she's not extremely leading the team.
And Cobbins brings it individual, goes up there, and she gets her, just rolls out, tries to get the offensive board over there by Ford, but we had Yankovic get the rebound defensively. Good passing, goes over to number 23, Mackenzie Bizzle, and that's good for 2 points. 19-20 is your score.
Piper got exactly what they wanted on the last possession. Then they got frazzled when the shot didn't go in, because the play that they drew up in the timeout worked to perfection. The ball just didn't go down. Then defensively they broke down and allowed a really easy basket.
And Cobbins right there tries to get the fast break, and she did a phenomenal job, 3-on-1 there, and she drew the foul to make it hopefully get their points right there, but no good is the first basket. 20-19 is your score with 2:15 left in this first half. If you would like to read a recap of tonight's game, you can visit BasehorBlast.com in order to watch or read the recap here tonight in Piper. So 21-19 as she goes 1 for 2 on the free throws, and it is 2:11 left on the clock as Basehor Linwood has the ball. So now number 25, Zaylee De Leon, has it, brings it out to Mackenzie Bizzle, who scored the last 2 baskets for Basehor Linwood. Good fake, keeps it out on the perimeter, and it goes in.
I really like the way Basehor Linwood is moving the ball around. They're trying to find open looks on every area of the court.
Maya Ford goes there with the rebound. Oh, and she gets drilled by number 22, Sammy Lee, and she gets taken out. 21-19 is your score, 1:40 left on the clock. And it is going to go 2 shots for Maya Ford. Oh, it's going to be checked in, my mistake. And that was a crazy, crazy shot right there. Almost looked like we were watching NFL for a moment.
It really did. Just a tough foul.
There we go with the basket, and that is Maya Ford.
People called those plays the special teams of basketball, the third phase of the game. Out of bounds plays, calls out of a timeout, and it's really important for a team to execute those because you don't get very many chances for those.
And there's a blocking foul called, and so now it is going to go Piper's way, traveling, my mistake. Maya Ford just got that last basket there to make the score 23-19, and she 8 points on the night with 1 rebound and 1 free throw attempt, but it was no good when she had that and 1 earlier in the game. And so now we have number 24, Jamie Gooch, coming in for Piper, Kansas. And so now the freshman, Allie Vigil, is going to take the ball up. Good move, brings it in, drives, no good, and then there was Lady Bobcats got the rebound.
Little close to a push-off by Sammy Lee, but there was a no call.
Try to keep that in, but no good. They go up for the 3, and that is Zaylee De Leon with the 3-point shot to bring them within 1. 23-22 is your score. 50 seconds left on the clock in this half.
Quick hands, fast break.
And that is no good for 2, but they get their own board. And that goes in finally as Mackenzie Jones gets her basket.
That is a statement play by Basehor Linwood. The defense, the scrappy play, the basket to take the lead. The momentum has shifted in this building. You can feel the worry in the air.
24-23 is your score, and Basehor has their first lead of the night.
On the Piper side, they're a little frustrated. They're not accustomed to making as many mistakes as they have. They're not accustomed to making as many mistakes as they are tonight. And that's impressive for a first-year head coach in Shane Stout. This is his first year for Piper, and they haven't made a ton of mistakes under his supervision.
And Jamie Gooch, the senior, is going to go up and try to get a basket. For the free throw, it's no good, and there the Bobcats get the rebound. 24-23 is your score. Just under 15 seconds left to play in the half.
If I'm Basehor, I am going to wait until the last shot of the second half, or of the first half, excuse me. Nothing is more deflating than giving up a last-second shot.
Time's winding down, and they couldn't get it on time. They missed the first one, and then they couldn't come up with the second one. So the score is 24-23. Basehor Linwood takes the lead as they were down 16-8 at the end of this first quarter. Now they're up 24-23. Phenomenal performance right there by Basehor Linwood in order to come back. 5 points only scored in that quarter for Piper, as on the other end there was 18 scored for them. And so now we have a live interview with the Basehor Linwood head coach over here. So what do you think about this?
All right, we're here with the head coach of Basehor Linwood, Coach Jason Tackendorf. Coach, first off, did you think this score would be the way it is right now coming into halftime?
Well, judging from the past games with us, we'd like to think so, but got to give credit to the girls. They're playing a whale of a game, playing smart. We also know Piper is, they are used to winning. They're going to come at us with everything they got. So we're going down to make adjustments for that.
All right, and then for defensively, what did you and your girls scream defensively that's worth well to stop Piper here in the first half?
Well, right now they're driving hard at us. We got to make sure we really get into the lane and stop that. They haven't made a three-pointer, I don't think so. We got to keep it that way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Have a good second half.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to send to a quick break. We'll be back with more of the second half of the high school showcase here on KUJH.
Welcome into the halftime show. Nick Cousin alongside Fulcast. Just saw him interview the coach of Basehor right there. And Basehor, with the lead here, a little bit of an upset alert going into the second half. What a great game this has been. Piper coming in, outscoring their opponents by 30-plus points. That loss is kind of hitting them a little hard right now. And really, you got to give the credit to Basehor, especially defensively. They are playing scrappy, and they have this advantage down low, and yet they're outscoring them down low.
Yeah, I talked to head coach Jason Tackenhorse of Basehor at halftime, and first off, I asked him, Coach, how do you feel? Did you expect to even have it this close? And, kind of give that candor response. Well, of course, we hope to keep it close, but I mean, Basehor hasn't beaten Piper since 2011. They take them to the woodshed nearly every year. Yet Basehor's over here with a 1-point lead at halftime. He was very impressed how his girls played. When it comes to defensively, Piper's been able to drive and attack the rim against them. But Coach Tackenhorse said a big key is that Piper hasn't been able to get the three ball going. And so that's really kept them tight in the game. And he said the number one thing is they know how this team is. This is a familiar face. They know what they can do in a short amount of time. They just need to be ready and prepared for the flurry that's probably coming here to start the second half.
Yeah, a little added motivation trying to beat them here on their home court. And really another thing besides the defense, trying to move them outside, but they've really been able to keep it in on the inside. But their shot selection for Basehor has been great. And we were at practice yesterday. We saw they take 105 shots before and they have 5 minutes to take 105 shots. And really, it's proving well here, especially with the team so balanced. We talked about Katie Yankovic and how she's kind of that offensive threat, but really, she struggled a little bit in this game with only 4 points. And the rest of the team, they're picking up her slack.
Yeah, if you think about that, Basehor, is in this game without Katie Yankovic playing well, and that's a good sign. The fact that when your star player isn't playing well, you can stay in a game. But yeah, overall, I've been watching Basehor's shot selection. It is phenomenal. They're getting the ball movement is crisp. The passes are going where they should be. The extra passes being made when it needs to be. The shots are open and high quality overall. If Basehor keeps this up, it might be upset alert in full swing for this game.
Upset alert in full swing. We see Piper only down by 1, so it's still a close game. Going to be a great second half. What is the Piper's coach saying in the locker room right now to try to get that motivation back up?
It has to be, we know who we are. There's nothing fancy we need to do. Piper's doing a good job of trying to attack the rim, but I think if they want to really start firing off and get inside Basehor's head, they have to make the passes for the open three-point shots and take and make them. The three-point shot, when you can get it going, especially in front of a home crowd, especially a student section as fiery as Piper's, if you get that three-point shot going, this crowd will become a factor and it'll get really started. So if I'm Piper's head coach Shane, I tell them right now, we know who we are. We know what we need to do. Let's play our game and start really trying to pick this up offensively.
And really quick on the Basehor side, you just got to stay calm and collected. Haven't really been in a lot of situations this year. So what is Coach Tackenhorse telling his team to try to stay composed in a situation they haven't been familiar with this season?
Hey, we weren't supposed to be here. We weren't supposed to keep it this close. The pressure's on them, not us. We're the underdogs. We're the ones who weren't expected to win the game. And so what they need to do is just purely stay good defensively. They're doing such a good job stopping this high-scoring Piper offense. If they keep that up, take their good side selections, they just need to, they're so close to pulling this off. They just need to stay confident, stay poised, and not get rattled.
It's going to be a great second half. Piper has to come back from this deficit, and on Basehor's side, staying calm, trying to keep this lead. A situation we haven't seen. It's a battle for conference supremacy here. Both teams undefeated in conference play. Piper with a little bit of advantage coming in, having 30-plus points per game against their opponent with an undefeated record. A lot on the line in this game. Really, and Basehor showing what they can be here as the underdog. It's going to be a good second half. Make sure you stay tuned. Kevin Dallas back with the call after the break.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here live at Piper High School, Kansas City, Kansas, where we are watching a one-point game. 24-23, Basehor Linwood is up. But talking about the Piper side, we have to here. Kevin, Maya Ford, what do you think about her?
Well, Piper came in expecting to really blow out Basehor Linwood, and it's not happening, but Maya Ford has really kept the team's composure together. There's been a lot of scrappy play on the side of Basehor Linwood with their defense and physicality, but Maya Ford has led this team in the first half to they lost the lead at the end of the half, but she was the leader through that entire first half.
There's a shot taken early, and that was by number 22, Lakaya Leslie, and she got 2 points to quickly turn the lead back into Piper's favor.
Yeah, that is huge for this Piper team. Come out, get their first basket, see the ball go in the hoop. I can't emphasize how important that is for a shooter to finally see the ball go through the hoop. They got that there, and maybe they're due for a run.
And that was Leslie's first 2 points of the night, but now we got them driving, tries to dish it out, and it's no good. And there we have Yankovic, who we thought was intended to be the leading scorer, only has 2 points tonight, and that is out way far. And then we have Leslie with the rebound. She's going to try to drive it down quick, goes to Ford. There to Cobbins, good move, and that's in for two. 27-24 is your score. 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
You look on the face of these Piper girls, and they really look a lot more composed, a lot more in control of themselves. At halftime, Shane Stout must have really emphasized to his team that, hey, we just need to play our game, and we'll play very well. And they came out, and they've made 2 baskets in a row and forced and it still had some good offense even with a turnover. They just look more in control.
And the Kaya Leslie had a turnover, and that's what led the ball back to Basehor Linwood's way, but there was a travel called, so now it's going to go back to Piper's way. Maya Ford is going to check it in to Ryan Cobbins, who has 7 points on the night as she got her first 2 here in the third quarter in the beginning minutes. 27-24 is your score as Piper's on a 4-0 run, trying to make it 6. Good move inside the paint, no good. Ball goes up in the air as no foul was called, and it's going to go Basehor Linwood's way as Yankovic has the board. 6:20 left on the clock here in the third quarter as Basehor Linwood has the ball. Just going to drive.
Good screen.
And that is good. 2 points made by Katie Yankovic to get her 4th.
Zaylee DeLeon really set an excellent screen to get her ball carrier open for the shot.
And we are now still within 1, 27-26 with 6 minutes left to play. A wide open, no good though, as she tries to get to Tomorrow. And you hear the crowd going that Ford maybe should have shot that.
Yeah, she probably should have forced a contested shot. They got the lucky call on that one, but you're right, Dallas. She absolutely should have taken that shot.
Kaya Leslie goes over to Ford again right there, and that is easy bucket for Maya Ford to get her 9th and 10th on the night. 5:50 left in this third period as Basehor Linwood is down by 3.
You go in the paint, and the shots get easier to make, and that's what both of these teams are trying to do, and they're both succeeding, really.
And Libby Stahlbaumer gets her 2 points easily in the paint as nobody seemed to be near her with that zone defense. And now we have Ryan Cobbins checking it up. Here we have Allie Vigil, the freshman, seems to be one of the key contributors tonight. Almost there, tries to bring that assist. And it's still going to be white ball. 29-28 is your score. Allie Vigil has 4 points on the night. What I really like to see is she has 2 assists, almost made it 3 there, as she really has great vision on the court.
Yeah, that's what you really like to see from really all players, having a good vision.
And there you see her, Cobbins.
Yep.
Perfect example. 3 points on the board. She's going to come here when it shows. 32-28, 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
I mean, what more can you say about an all-state player as a freshman?
And Cobbins with that 3-point shot right there, that was her 10th point of the night. And on top of that, she also has 3 rebounds and she has 1 assist.
And now Piper has come out with a quick run to start the second half, and they're up to a 4-point lead after being down. And that's huge for their confidence.
Yes, 5 minutes left to play, and they Green, the Bobcats, have the ball. So now they're going to try to bring it in. Tough defense over there by Ford, and they can't seem to get it in. As Ford, there she is again, gives it over to Cobbins. She's trying to bring it down. Great ball movement. goes with the move, and that is good for 2. She gets 12 on the night. 34-28 is your score. 4:40 left on the clock. Timeout called.
Your 2 leaders on the team stepping up during that last play. Let's throw it over to Nick.
Third period, full timeout taken. Bobcats.
So he's a really calm guy. We saw yesterday at practice how relaxed he was. And really, he doesn't do much coaching out there, just a little encouragement here and there. And now his team's starting to lose that lead, so he's got to start to coach up a little bit. We're on the other side, Piper's coach, he's really getting into them. He's trying to make them hold this lead now.
4:38 on the clock. Thank you very much, Nick. And you can really see and the great tempo that Shane Stout really likes to keep here in the Pipers auditorium. 34-28 is your score. And really, who came out to play here in this third quarter? We called it, Cobbins.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A quick correction before we get into that. This is actually Shane Stout's 6th year on the job, so he's kind of established himself for Piper. But you're absolutely right, Dallas. She has come out, Ryan Cobbins, and set the tone for the second half. We talked about it pregame. They run the offense through her. She's their best player, and she's come out and done what she's needed to do to get the team ready and take the lead. And 6 points now.
And the great in the paint presence here for Basehor Linwood would be Lily Stahlbaumer has 11 points. She is in, and she got the last 2 points for Basehor Linwood. And there's 4:30 left to play in this third quarter as Basehor Linwood has the ball coming out of the timeout.
Piper's defense is playing a little bit more of a press defensively, and it's really shaking the offense of Basehor Linwood. It's really showing their height and length advantage on the open floor.
You can see that everybody on Piper's team towers everybody else. Yankovic is the only one that comes near. Number 5, Alyssa Schoenfelder, tries to shoot a basket, gives it over to number 21, Lily Stahlbaumer. When that presence paint, no good. There's a jump ball called as that was fought between Yankovic and Maya Morrow.
It's a really interesting call. I didn't see how long the 2 players had possession of the ball, but I thought it was a little quick to call a tie-up.
So now possession's going to go back over to Piper's way. And so now Lady Bobcats have the ball. And number 5, Alyssa Schoenfelder, still trying to bring it in, but great defense by Vigil. And she's going to take it. Tries to pull that in. That's 2 baskets for Vigil as well to get her 6 points. 3:40 left on the clock in the third quarter. 36-28 is your score. Basehor Linwood has the ball. We have number 3, Carly Gore, who's one of the starters, gives it over to Yankovic. Keeps it on the perimeter, tries to bring that in, but miscommunication as Cobbins gets the easy ball in her hands. Driving it down, though. And that goes right on top, and that's 3, and no good. She made her last 3-point attempt, though.
She may not have made that basket, but it was a really good play. It's huge for your best player to be unselfish enough to get the ball to her teammates when she gets in trouble.
And that was Maya Ford. Cobbins got that steal right there, really brought the fast break. What I said earlier, she really sees her vision along with Ford, and so Ford was right there, right in the paint, almost cherry-picked for her 12th point of the night. And so the score is now 38-28 as Piper's up by 10. They were down by 1 starting this third quarter.
Yeah, they remembered who they were. 12-1 Piper High School, 5-0 in conference so far. They remembered that they had been blowing teams out by 30 points, and they just fell back to what they do best. Great length defensively, and then getting out in the open floor, getting easy baskets, wearing down their opponents.
The score is 38-28, 3:02 left to play in this third period here at Piper High School. And so, as you see on the camera, you had Vigil there, and that really, she has done a phenomenal job. She has 6 points on the night already. So now Basehor Linwood's going to have the ball, and Mackenzie Jones has it. She's going to take it up to Yankovic, though. Good crossover, but no good as she can't find a lane. And so now we have Carly Gore driving, guard by Vigil, gives it over to Yankovic, and that 2-point layup is good. 38-30, 2:40 left on the clock as Yankovic gets her 6th point. Cobbins, good move. Good move by Cobbins, but no good as she was short on the basket. And now Basehor Linwood got the rebound, and they're going to take it up.
Last possession, Rachel Hiss wanted the ball, and she got kind of frustrated that they didn't see her open in the corner for a three. They made the basket, but I would look for her to get involved in this possession.
And so now we see Allie Vigil seems to be out, which is an apparent alleged left shoulder injury, it looks like, based on the camera shot we got here. She's holding the camera. Nick Cousin will keep you updated here on the sidelines. And so now we have Maya Ford is also coming out as well. So now we have number 15, Grace Baines coming in along with Patricia Thomas, who drained a three earlier in the second quarter. Basehor Linwood goes in, tries to get inside, couldn't do it. It's going to go the other way, Piper's way. 2:13 left in this third period, and they are up by 8. Piper is. Nick Cousin, do you have any insight on what's going on with this injury?
Dave, it looks like she's getting operated on by the trainer. It looks like it's a shoulder injury right now. They are massaging the shoulder, trying to see if it will come back, if she can be able to come back in this game. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. We have Piper has the ball right now. 38-30 is your score, but a turnover right there. Easy pick by number 1, Rachel Hiss, and it's going to go back the other way. 8-point lead for Piper. Just under 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
They can't afford to let the lead go more than 8 or 10 points. It's paramount to not make a mistake.
And so there's a turnover, and now we have going up, could not get it, but Cobbins gets the rebound.
A lot of contact.
A lot of contact made, and we have Morrow going in. Could not get it. No
so
foul called again, and Yankovic gets the rebound.
So much contact not being called.
Now it's going to go Mackenzie Jones's way here for Basehor Linwood. Good defense by number 13, Maya Morrow. Now it's going to go Cobbins. She's going to have the ball. 1:14 left to play, 8-point game. Good little floater, could not get it, it was short. Now we have Morrow with the rebound. Goes out to number 32, Patricia Thomas. And Cobbins has seen a lot of minutes throughout this game.
Cobbins really has, but the team that's really wearing down is Basehor Linwood. You can see on their face they're starting to tire out. They're
32.
not playing as much defensive physicality as they had been early on.
And Patricia Thomas right there with her 6th point of the night. 42
At
seconds
the quarter,
left on
remember
the
we have
clock.
Fulton with Jalen.
40-30 is your score. It goes, shoots the bucket right over number 13, Maya Morrow, to make the score within 8 with just over 30 seconds left in this third period.
Fulton will be with Jalen Taylor at the quarter break, guys.
It looks like Piper is going to slow it down, wait for the last shot of the quarter. It's a good strategy. They already have the lead.
Cobbins got double teamed, and they got the steal with the fast break. Let's see if number 2, Mackenzie Jones, can do it. Tries to get the fake. It's still going to go Basehor Linwood's way. 12.3 seconds left on the clock. 40-32 is your score. Piper is up by 8. They were down by 1 heading into the third quarter.
Yeah, I just said that Piper wanted to hold the ball until the end of the quarter, but now Basehor Linwood gets that chance, and every quarter it's a huge momentum boost to get the last shot, especially if you make it.
And yes, like you said, but that is going to probably go Basehor Linwood's way with 7 seconds and counting left on the clock, as we have Alyssa Schoenfielder trying to get it, tries to go out, shoots it
25.
3 as time winds down, no good. 40-32 is your score here in the third period. We have a live interview with the star leading scorer and leading rebounder for the Piper Pirates, Jalen Taylor, here with Fulton on the sidelines.
All right, I'm here with Jalen Taylor of Piper High School, coming up in our later matchup against Basehor Linwood. Jalen, first off, just very briefly, going into your game tonight, what do you and your team think you need to do offensively to really have success in this game?
I think we really need to share the ball and listen to what our coach tells us to do, because he knows what he's talking about, and we'll be successful.
Simple as that. And now, defensively, what are some of the things you think your team can do to really stifle Basehor on the offensive end to try and make it a little bit easier on you guys tonight?
Just play team defense, talk on defense, let everybody know who's in help, who's got ball, and yeah.
All right, now you have been such a great player for this team this year. Been playing really well, really at a high level. Just what are some things you feel like that lead to you playing so well this season?
Well, I play team ball, so my teammates give me the ball a lot. So with that, it helps the team get a lot of points. So that's why we're successful.
Always love hearing it. Well, Jalen, thank you for your time. Good luck in your game tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, well, Thank you very much, folks. It was great insight. We are here back at the ladies basketball game here. 40-32 is your
Hey,
score
Griff.
going into the fourth period. If you have missed the first 3 quarters, you can get a recap of tonight's game at baserblast.com. Again, that is baserblast.com in order to get a recap of tonight's game against Piper.
Don't forget that's boys and girls, so if you miss either one of those games, you can catch it at baserblast.com.
And a turnover called over and back, and so now ball slipped right through number 15, Grace Baines' hands, and then now it is going to go Basehor Linwood's way. 7:47 left on the clock, and now once again going into the fourth quarter, Piper has the lead. And wide open, number 10, Riley Tinder. These are his first action of the night. I'm sorry, her first action. It's going to go over to Zaylee De Leon, goes over back to Tinder, and no good. Kovich has the ball.
I'm sure if you had told Basehor Linwood's coach, Jason Tatkenhorst, before the game that the fourth quarter would start and they would only be down 8 points, he would have gladly taken that because of the way Piper has been blowing out opponents. But the way the game has been going, they've missed a lot more shots than I think they would have liked. And I'm sure they would feel a little bit deflated, but they are fighting and they are keeping with their scrappy play. They are in this game.
And Tinder came in, who is the second tallest player for Basehor Linwood, and she is there to match up Lakaya Leslie, who is 6 foot, the only tallest player here on the court right now. And now it's 40-32 as that basket wasn't good, and now it's still going to go over to Basehor's way. And the Lady Bobcats have the ball with 6:40 left on the clock in this game. And we're going to take it out. Goes over to Mackenzie Jones. Tries to bring that inside. Good block there by number 3, Maya Ford. And now she's going to try to drive down. Couldn't. Or stays inside with the pass, and they're going to keep it out. Wide open, left her there, no good. And now it seems it is still going to go White's way.
Piper got a good shot on that. It didn't go in. Neither team is shooting that well on the night, but it was a good look, and I like the shot selection on that play.
And so Basehor Linwood, they're 4-2 when scoring over 40 points. They're 10 points away from that with 6 minutes left to play in this game. Let's see that they could do that, but let's see if Piper can pull out this win as well, because that's a tough stat right there.
Well, for Piper, they have 6 minutes on the clock and 10 points to lock down defensively. They have been good defensively on the year. Basehor Linwood's a little bit tired, so they might be able to hold them under 42.
And Maya Morrow right there, you were talking about defense. She really showed that Piper may have the upper hand defensively as well, as she just stuffed number 5 for Basehor, Alyssa Schoenfelder. And then also, as you see, just a little update, Allie Vigil came back in with that shoulder injury. She seems to be fine. Yankovic is going to go there with the board, and she gets it. 5:50 left to play in this game.
Talk about Piper's length, and it's not just about height. They have longer arms and longer legs, and that's really given them the advantage down low, getting them a lot of blocks, and Basehor Linwood hasn't been able to overcome that. And it's not just blocks down low, Dallas. It's blocks on the wings, blocks on the perimeter that mess up passes.
And you saw that right there by number 22, Lakaya Leslie. Bounced right off of her hand, trying to pass it, couldn't even get there. So it's still going to go Basehor Linwood's way. But still, it's just enough to disrupt. And they get it there. Stays over, tries to go to Vigil, and there's going to be a kickball called by Maya Ford. Like I said, though, even though this may keep going Basehor Linwood's way, it's still going to disrupt Basehor Linwood's ball.
And again, we mentioned it a few minutes ago, but Allie Basehor is back in the game after that left shoulder injury.
Allie Vigil is back in, and she is guarding number 25 as well, Zaylee De Leon. A three-point shot is made, no good, and Cobbins gets the rebound. 40-32 is your score, 5:14 left in this game. So we have Vigil going up. She shoots it, and that is easy buckets for her to get her 8th point of the night. And now it's 42-32 is your score, 10-point game as Piper has it. And there's a foul called. on number 3, Maya Ford.
That was a good call. The defender there, number 3, Maya Ford, really initiated the contact by the half-court mark. Kicked out her leg a little bit. There are a lot of cheap fouls in basketball anymore, but that was a good, solid foul, well deserving of the call.
And Ryan Cobbins and Maya Ford both have 12 on the night, as Allie Vigil, who just came out, has 8 points on the night so far, making the last basket in this game. Another turnover called by Maya Ford. Again, defensively has done phenomenal. But
foul on 25.
Foul called on number 25, Zaylee De Leon. And so 42-32 is your score. 4:47 left on the clock, and it's going to stay Piper's way.
Number 15.
Inbounds is by number 15, Grace Baines, who came in for Vigil, the freshman. Cobbins gets the ball. She shoots it up right there, and no good, as she does not get it on the corner. Lakaya Leslie seems to have drawn the foul, and it's still going to stay Piper's way.
Katie Yankovic didn't like the call on her. The ref called a hold on her, and I don't think Katie Yankovic thought she held the ball carrier.
4:41 left on the clock, as now we have Leslie having the ball, giving it back to Collins. They're staying right here, shoots the 3, but that is no good. Fast break by Yankovic when she gets the rebound. See what she'll do with 3 Piper Pirates in front of her. Seems to be a rough call right there.
Yeah, you could hear the crowd really go ooh and ah over a potential fight that could have happened. But it looked like Katie Yankovic really just got tangled up with her teammate.
And Katie Yankovic seems to be very frustrated, as we would say. It's a 10-point game. They came into this second half with the lead, and now they're down by 10. And it's frustrating as a leading scorer to not produce as much. She also just got her 9th point, which is what she averages, but it still has to be frustrating to not be able to really narrow this deficit that much because Piper has been doing so well.
Yeah, and with 4.5 minutes left in the game, it doesn't look like Basehor Linwood has enough in the tank to come back again. They already came back from an 8-point deficit in the first half, so for them to have to do it again, probably too much to ask this late in the game.
And Yankovic got her 9th and her 10th point with those 2 free throws to make the score 42-34. Basehor Linwood is down. And another scrappy play committed, and it is a call on number 3, Carly Gore. And no, I'm sorry, that is number 25, Zaylee De Leon. Yes, they changed the call.
It's interesting how much more physical the game is now. It's probably a result of the physicality early on wearing down both teams, and now they're losing a little bit of their fundamentals, falling on the ground, committing some silly fouls.
And as you see right there, I think being tired is a part of that thing. Grace Baines just finds the lane easily as she gets her 2 points to make the deficit by 10 again with just under 4 minutes to play in this final period here in Piper, Kansas. Yankovic shoots it, but no good as there's an air ball, and that is going to stay Basehor Linwood's way as that was out on white.
Number 3, Ford.
Another air ball, sign of they've been fighting all game long, really trying to stay in this game, and they have been. Only losing by 10 points or only being down 10 points with just under 4 minutes left, nothing to hang your head on. It's really been a valiant effort by Basehor Linwood.
And Basehor Linwood has done well. Katie Yankovic has had 10 points, and also a big contributor on the night was Libby Stahlbaumer, who has 11. Katie Yankovic, 10 boards. She has a double-double on the night, so she's really put in her workload, but they're still down by 10 points with 3:30 left to play. But the big contributors on the Piper side of the ball, Ryan Cobbins, of course, with 12 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. Allie Vigil, the freshman, has 8 points tonight, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. But Maya Ford has done phenomenal defensively, and on top of that, offensively, she has 12 points. Basehor Linwood has the ball.
Yeah, we have talked a lot about Ryan Cobbins, and why wouldn't we, the All-State as a freshman last year. But Maya Ford has been the X factor for this team, and as we're speaking, she draws an offensive foul. Her defense has really been the difference maker in this game. inside,
That could be the
outside,
game,
all
too.
over the court, causing turnovers, getting blocks, getting in the way of passing lanes. She's really gotten in the heads of this Basehor-Linwood offense.
And yes, she has, just like you said, she just drew the foul, so now it's going to go Piper's way. 3:20 left on the clock, and it is still a 10-point game. And I really don't see that going anywhere different throughout tonight. But who knows? They have a lot of contributors on Basehor-Linwood's side of the ball. So, and Cobbins, there's
Piper.
a timeout called. So now 3:10 left on the clock, 44-34 is your score. Let's see what Basehor-Linwood could do. But Piper has done so great tonight, especially defensively. That's what really has
You can throw it
impressed
to
me
me if
so
you
far.
want.
Yeah, let's throw it to Nick over on the sideline. What do you got for us, Nick?
What I'm seeing is this is a tale of two halves. Piper just really showing what they're made of here, showing that they're a little bit of a better team. Basehor just looking a little fatigued, a little tired. Their fight's starting to get away from them. It's been a good game from them, but this game's starting to get out of reach here with 3 minutes left.
Yes, it has, and you can see the frustration in both teams. You can see the fatigue in both teams. This has been a very fast-paced game, one of the most fast-paced games I've seen in a while, and it's because of Basehor-Linwood's ability to just be so scrappy and be able to, even though they don't have the height advantage, they are still getting those points inside the paint, especially with Lily Stahlbaumer, who's made such a big impact inside the paint and breaking through that great Piper defense.
You're absolutely right. It's all about their scrappy play. They didn't have quite enough of a shooting night to pull out the upset, but that scrappy play really made Piper sweat.
Great pass right there for the assist by Ryan Cobbins to the freshman Vigil, who got her 9th and 10th point right there. 46-34 is your score. Just under 3 minutes to play in the game as Piper's up by 2. There's Stahlbaumer again. Could not get there though. And there it is. We got it again. Maya Ford gives it over to number 15, Grace Baines. Too hard on the glass, but there's a foul called. So now Grace Baines is going to get her 2 free throws.
Another steal by Maya Ford leads to another great transition play for Piper. They finally figured out how to expose the Lady Bobcats of Basehor-Linwood and play to the style that they really wanted to coming in.
I definitely agree, and now they're finally taking advantage of it. It's now a 12-point game. They were down by 1. Like I said earlier, at the end of the half, they were down, and it really was looking crazy. The momentum totally shifted, and it totally went to Basehor-Linwood's way. Yankovic really started out strong throughout the second half. Lily Stahlbaumer was great in the first half, so it was really the presence that we didn't think would be here. It was there, and now it's gone again.
Yeah.
So Piper's done a great job, but still we have Basehor-Linwood with the ball, and they still cannot find anything, and they've been struggling with that. We have Stahlbaumer right there with 2, and that's her 12th and 13th point.
Even though they gave up that basket, Piper played as good of defense as you can hope for. They contested every pass. They got in the face of every ball carrier, ball handler, and the shot was even contested. And sometimes you just have to tip your cap to the offense.
There's Yankovic. Oh, pass is overthrown to number 25, Zaylee DeLeon, and that is no good. Just under 2 minutes left to play here in Piper High School Auditorium. 10-point game right now. Basehor-Linwood is down. Piper Kansas High School has been doing great tonight, and it's really shown definitely in the scoreboard. Just under 2 minutes to play, and its time is winding down.
For as much contact as there's been in this game, there haven't been a ton of fouls called, not a lot of free throws, and I thought that the way Basehor-Linwood plays, they know how to play this way, and I thought they would be able to take advantage of drawing fouls and then making free throws. Timeout by Piper, by the way, but the refs just have been letting them play.
Yes, I agree. But I'm going to go to Nick over here. What do you think about this transition offense that Piper has really brought in this second half?
We saw early on in the second. Passes, and they're really trying to get their big men inside, and it's really broken down this Basehor defense, and there's nothing they've been able to do about it.
They've really been able to take advantage of their athleticism, Nick. Thank you for that report. Their length and their athleticism, their speed, they're really fast in the open court, Dallas.
Yes, I totally agree, and I think that this game has been a lot closer than what the scoreboard does say. It's been phenomenal basketball here in Kansas. They're totally shocked, and this is well worth the sole lead of the Kaw Valley Conference title so far this early in the season.
It definitely is, but don't forget that these two teams are going to play once more. It's going to be in Basehor-Linwood, the boys and the girls. That could be just as good of a game, and then potentially these two teams could meet up again in sub-state in the playoffs. So
they can play 3 more times.
We might not see the end of this matchup.
Agreed. So now time is winding down. 1:40 left on the clock. Piper has the ball. And there we have the defensive presence of the night, in my opinion. Maya Ford dishes it over to the freshman Allie Vigil.
She's been the leader of this team. I mean, you talk about Ryan Cobbins, and she does what she does. She did what she does offensively, but then defensively, Maya Ford made a name for herself. She really impacted this game as much as anyone else on the court.
And so there is Maya Ford. She has not done only 1 rebound tonight, which has impressed me. She has done really well with the blocks and the steals. So overall, she has 12 points though on the night, and she's just been overall such an all-round player. And here she is already on the free throw line.
Yeah, she really has been an all-around player. The two of them, Maya Ford and Ryan Cobbins, you really can't say enough about them. These young girls. Maya Ford is a senior, but Ryan Cobbins is a sophomore. So these two leaders they have a lot of chemistry together on the court.
And that free throw is no good, but it's going to have the offensive rebound. Couldn't keep it in as it almost goes out of bounds. Really trying to find something here. Mackenzie Jones getting guarded tough. There we go by Ford. Steal again. Fast break. We have Cobbins open on the right, but she shoots it herself. No good. 1:08 left to play in this game. 10-point game as Piper is up 46-36.
I mean, you run out of adjectives to describe the athleticism and the quick hands of Maya Ford. I can't count how many times she's been able to tip a pass up in the air near midcourt and force a turnover.
So time is winding down, just under a minute left to play. Yankovic has the ball, brings it into Stahlbaumer down in the post. No good though, trying to keep it out. 50 seconds down, they really need to come up with something if they want to try to bring this deficit down any bit at all. Stahlbaumer shoots the long 3, in and out as Vigil gets the board.
Piper.
Timeout Piper with just under 42 seconds remaining in the game. Dallas is a 10-point lead. It's been like this all fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that Piper has really sustained this momentum going into the second half, and I think that's why they're coming out with this W tonight when the clock hits 0. So really, overall, it's just been, there's been a lot of contributors on Piper's team, as even though on Basehor-Linwood they only have 2 really true competitors on the offensive side of the ball. 23 points total just between Yankovic and Stahlbaumer, and then, but still, I mean, you have 13 left that are going between 4 other players, and that's it. As you see on the other end, you have Maya Ford and Ryan Cobbins and Allie Vigil all have over 10 points. And then you have Patricia Thomas with 6 with 2 long 3s. And then also you have other contributors like Leslie, Baines, and Morrow with 2. But Leslie and Morrow, they have 5 and 7 boards respectively.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the way Basehor-Linwood came out and played. Their defense, their scrappiness, they were in this game for a long time, 3 quarters. And if they had made a couple more shots here and there, we could be talking about a 1 or 2 possession game right now, but they came out and played a lot better. Now Cobbins, on the other hand, of course, from Piper, the all-state freshman from last year, she came out and played as well as you could have expected.
Yes, I agree. 12 points on the night, 4 assists and 6 rebounds, and she went 1 for 2 on the free throw line tonight. So she didn't really get there that much, but still 50% from the free throw line.
She's really a stat stuffer. She made an impact in every area of the game. Like you said, Dallas, assists, rebounds, points. She drew a foul, and that's what that's a really good thing for you to do. Get the other team in foul trouble, even though these refs called it really, really loosely.
And Yankovic is not going to quit as she just got her 12th point of the night, getting that offensive rebound and then coming up with it. We have Ford with the ball right now. 24 seconds left on the clock. It's an 8-point lead as 46-38 is your score here with Piper. 20.4 seconds left on the clock. And it's going to go to the free throw line as number 25, Allie Vigil, is going to go up for 1 and 1. And Allie Vigil tonight, 10 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, and she is getting ready to shoot her very first 2 free throws on the night. She is a true freshman, and she's right there, and first one is good to get her 11th point on the night. Ryan Cobbins has 12. Maya Ford also has 12. The leading scorer all throughout the night, though, between both teams is Lily Stahlbaumer with 13 points. A majority of those have been in the paint.
Yeah, that's been really impressive because coming into this game, I figured Ryan Cobbins would be the leading scorer, but give credit to Libby Stahlbaumer. She took advantage of her height advantage down low for most of the night. She was the only one for Basehor Linwood who had a height advantage, and she took advantage of it.
And Allie Vigil shoots her 2 baskets and free throws, and they were good. But a 3-point shot was made with 13.3 seconds left on the shot clock. 48-41 is your score. This time is winding down. Ball is going to go Piper's way. Let's see, they will probably hold the ball out. 7-point game. It's going to be hard to come back with 13.3 seconds left.
Yeah, there's really no reason to attempt a shot at this point. There's no shot clock in high school basketball, so they won't have to deal with that. And if they can keep the ball away from the scrappy defense, then they're just going to hold it and let the clock wind down. And that's the classiest thing to do. You wouldn't really want to go out and stat boost is what they call it. So that's exactly what Piper's coach is telling them to do.
And we have the Piper's Basehor Linwood's coach talking to Yankovic. 13.3 seconds left is on the clock. This game has been phenomenal tonight, and I think that this is something that we really wanted to see, and this is something that the outcome is really what I thought it was going to be going into this game.
Well, I expected Piper to win the way they've been beating other teams so far, but I didn't expect Basehor Linwood's defense to affect Piper's offense as much as it did. So a lot of credit to them. And then the second half, defensively, Maya Ford took over, and Basehor Linwood just didn't have quite enough to overcome that.
And so an intentional foul was called, so that's going to take Cobbins up to the free throw line. She has been 1 for 2 on the night. And so let's see if maybe she could go 3 for 4, or let's see. But overall, there's the first one, and that's made to make the score 49-40. Basehor Linwood is 1 shy of 42 points. They were 4-2 when scoring over 42 points. So if they would get another basket, that would make their record there 4-3. 49 points has been scored. That second basket wasn't good. Number 5 goes to Alyssa Schoenfelder, trying to bring something up. 5 seconds left on the clock, a turnover, and a 2.3 seconds left as a foul's called on Yankovic. Seemed a little rough to me, but they're going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Piper didn't really like the way Katie Yankovic fouled Maya Morrow. Really had a visceral reaction when Gooch received that foul. Didn't think it was necessary with 2.3 seconds left. The game is out of hand, but I mean, talk about wanting to win for Basehor Linwood. They got to do what they got to do.
And what we saw Basehor Linwood struggled with is individual talent. They struggled against it. Blue Valley High School, Asia Lynch got 21 points against them. And Labette County, Tristan Gegg got 35 points. Preston Reed got 28 points against them. Bishop Ward, Lucy Lally got 22 points. They lost all those games.
Yeah, it just makes sense when you allow one individual. Wow, what a shot! When you allow one individual player to make such a big impact on a game, it makes sense that you lose. But hey, give a lot of credit to this Basehor Linwood High School team. They fought until the very end, making a bank, a half-court shot, and
the bank is open.
The bank is open, and they fought all game long. It was a physical, draw-you-out, exciting game.
All right, so with that loss for Basehor Linwood, they're now 5-7, 4-1 in the conference. Piper girls basketball 13-1, 6-0 in the conference. This has been a great game. Final score here for you at Piper High School, 50-44 is your score, and Piper won to make their record 13-1, and now the sole leader in the conference.
Yeah, that's the most important thing to take away from this game. You have the lead in your district now, and that's going to be so important going forward for Piper. Even if you lose the next game in Basehor-Linwood, you can fall back on this game that you know you can beat them, and they have the head-to-head lead right now and the one-game lead.
All right, well, we have live right now the head coach for Piper basketball.
All right, I'm here with Coach Shane Stout of the victorious Piper Pirates. Coach, first off, you guys were down 1 point going into halftime. What'd you tell your girls to kind of turn it around there in the second half?
Well, we felt like we kind of put ourselves in that situation, a little bit of foul trouble in the second quarter. Felt like we controlled the first half, and then a few silly turnovers right there before halftime and let them back in the game and take the lead. So we got to clean that up. But defensively, our effort was good this evening. Just got to finish around the rim and rebound the ball a little bit better.
All right, and speaking of defensively, you really limited Basehor's offense there in the second half. Was there anything you guys did differently, or did it just seem to work out better that half?
Well, I felt like we really limited them in the first quarter also, and then honestly, the second quarter we just got in foul trouble, and we didn't have a very good matchup. Kind of get back to the matchup that we wanted in the third quarter, and you know, it played out in our favor. But they're a good team. They've continued to improve all year. So you know, we got to move on to the next one. But we know we'll see them 2 more times this season.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Congrats on the hard-fought victory. Awesome. We have another game coming here in the high school showcase. Piper and Basehor wants to give a 10th to the men's matchup here. So make sure to stay tuned to our KUJH.